We are here with Katie Herron, Athlete of the Month from March. I almost got that month wrong. And we actually strayed away from the Spotted Cow, which is usually where we do these interviews, because I knew a fun fact about Katie that she was a Survivor fan, because every Wednesday night or Thursday morning we text each other about Survivor. So I said, maybe just come over and we'll watch Survivor together, and that'll be your interview. So it's already 8 o'clock, so we're going to do this fast. And we're just going to start with what brought you in a long road, or what made you seek out CrossFit?
Well, it's kind of a longer story, but I can say last June, end of May, beginning of June, I went to do a hike with my sister down in Tennessee. And we did our long hike, which we can put a picture in too. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, send me the picture, because you did show that to me.
Yeah, because it'll look totally different than how I look now. So anyways, so after the hike, we went to a CrossFit semifinal competition in Knoxville. And it was so cool.
And that one is not like this weekend, but next week. It's coming up, actually. So it's funny that we're like almost exactly
We're almost exactly a year from when all the snowball started. So yeah, we went down, we watched the CrossFit competition, and I was just so impressed. And I was just so like, man, I wish I could do stuff like that. Just like, I want to be able to do stuff. And my sister, she's done CrossFit for over 10 years, so she's really fit. She's really good at stuff. She did an Ironman. So I was in the stands, literally, and I was like, first thing, I got to lose weight. So I had lost 20 pounds since the start of that year. It was very, very difficult, very, very challenging. And I was like, I'm going to get Ozempic. I'm going to go on a GLP-1, and I'm going to get a little help. And that's what I did. And as soon as I got back, I started that, and it was my first week at Long Road. And I came in just to do a vibe check, basically.
Yeah. Do you remember your first workout?
No. I remember coming to a community class, though, where it was two people lifting doing a deadlift at the same time together. And I was like, what is this? I don't know.
This feels really hokey.
I don't know anything about this. But then I was doing a reset with my sister just yesterday, and we both had to lift something really heavy, and I was like, this reminds me of that.
That's awesome. I remember when you first reached out, you were prepping for a High Rocks. Mm-hmm. And you were like, I heard CrossFit will help me with that.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about like the things that you've done? Because it's funny, because it just came up in the last podcast that Nate and I did, where it was like, hey, go learn and play new sports. And Nate was saying like, you need a date, you need a goal. And I even like mentioned your name in that podcast. So what are some things that along the way you've done that were like those dates and goals?
Yeah, I did Orange Theory for like 3 years. So I was used to coming in and doing classes, but then I got into this rabbit trail in YouTube about High Rocks, and I was like, I want to do that. So I knew I needed to do a lot of different things, and CrossFit was definitely one of those ways to get fit for that. So that was in November of last year that I did it, and I'm going to do another one in November of this year. But I've also done the DECA, which there's a fit, there's a mile, there's a strong. So I did 3 of those last year, and I'll do 3 this year because the medal comes in 3s. So you have to get a piece of each of them. So it's very motivating. I have to do all 3.
And the stickers, no.
Yeah, seriously. This little thing is just
you have to like find those things that motivate you. Or like Nate said, like those dates on the calendar, you're like, okay, well, I can't lay off the gas pedal now, because then in November, like, I'm not going to get a better time than I got last year or whatever.
I like having stuff on my schedule so I know what's coming up and I know what I need to prepare for. I'm most excited about, I'm going to do another hike this June. So it's going to be down in the Shenandoahs. I'm going to go by myself. It's going to be about 100 miles. It's backpacking, so you carry your tent and all your supplies and food and everything. And I'm just so interested to see, so from when I started June of last year, I'm over 50 pounds lighter. I've been doing this CrossFit thing. I've been getting muscles. Like, I'm going down in clothing sizes and all that stuff. I'm just so excited to see my cardio fitness level doing these long distance hikes that I've done all my life. But this is the first time I'm doing it like truly like fit.
Yeah. Do you and your sister talk a lot about CrossFit? Like, are you like, oh, we did this workout today?
Oh yeah. We're always. I'll send her a screenshot of ours, and she'll send me a screenshot of her.
Okay, so let's go back to that. So, when you think about like putting those things on the calendar, like your high rocks, do you have a goal for that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just do like a little bit better than last time.
Yeah. And you come in on Sundays and do like a longer, because high rocks is like a lot more endurance.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the strength helps and cardio helps, but like it's a longer thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot more running.
Yes.
So what do you think is like, as maybe one of the only long roaders who's done a high rocks? I mean, I don't want to like speak for everybody, but I haven't heard of anyone else at long road that's
Anyone
done
that
one
wants
yet.
to come do one with me is more than welcome.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
Nate just said on the last podcast that he would do one. He's like, I might do one of those. So
Chicago this November is what the next one I'm doing.
Yeah,
so.
Is that are there ones closer? Like, why Chicago?
Chicago's the closest.
Really?
The closest that comes to Ohio. Yep. Washington, D.C., New York City, Atlanta, a lot of them in Florida and Texas, but yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy that there aren't more here because, like, even the CrossFit we have the Arnold and in Columbus, but even the CrossFit Games, like the Masters athletes are here this year for the Games in Columbus.
That's so cool. I want to see that.
Oh, I will be there. That'll be really fun. So, cool. Next question, and we'll make this the last one. If you had to give someone coming into long run, like you kind of have this motivation, and when new members come in, sometimes you're like, oh, this person gets it. Either they've like done CrossFit before, or like you had a real quick vibe check on them, and but like you said, like you were giving us a vibe check.
Oh yeah. And
you're like, I'm into high rocks, and at the time, like I was really questioning high rocks. I was like, and I've warmed up to it a lot.
Yeah.
But so I also was kind of like, I don't have a vibe on her yet. So when you kind of like stuck it out, and the more we talked, I was like, oh, she gets it. Like she's very intrinsically motivated.
Yeah.
But if you had to say like, you didn't know anybody at Long Road, you like just sought us out via the internet.
Correct.
So if you were to give someone advice on like how to start, what would you say?
I signed up on the internet to come in for a free class, and it was definitely a vibe check. If I had come in and everyone was like super intense and like what you see like the memes are all about with CrossFit, or if I had come in and like no one paid any attention to me and like I was doing my own thing and like doing it wrong and like no one said anything, like those are both turn off for me.
Big red flags.
So the vibes were good. People were friendly. The coaches, you in particular, and then of course Nate and Crystal, they're very welcoming, very good as far as like teaching me and coaching me as far as like not hurting myself, basically. And
it's a big goal as a coach.
Yeah, don't let people hurt themselves. And as far as like Nate really helped me a lot too, as far as like thinking like, what does he always say? More isn't better, better is better. Because I have like fear of missing out phobias. Like I have like, I don't want to be not RX, even though obviously I can't be RX and it makes me anxious. So, but he's like, no, take that weight off and do the form properly.
Yeah.
And since
I built such a strong base doing it that way.
Since I started doing that, it's so much better. So if you're new, don't come in like trying to do RX or keep up
with anybody.
Or think you're in competition with anybody, because really nobody's judging you on any of that sort of thing. It's you versus you, and that's how I view it anyways. So.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of us do, and there's like friendly competition, and for some people that motivates them, and they have like their friends at the gym that they're like, okay, I know I'm really close to Katie, and so like what'd she get today, and I'm gonna try to beat it. Especially like you come to 5:45, so you're in the class that like sets the tone for the day. You don't get to do that, but everyone else at the day, like they do look at those, and sometimes that motivates them, but sometimes it is like that intrinsic motivation. I think that's way more powerful. So very cool.
I love those little notifications on my phone when someone likes my score.
I know. And push press, when we first moved from Modify to push press, they didn't have that yet. And I was like, well. And he was like, Leah, no one cares. And now that it's back, he's like, people are like liking people's scores. And I'm like, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I like it too. And like when the committed club gives you confetti.
Yes.
All right. So last but not least, we're going to have you draw, because it is the last day of the month. So we have, and let's see who got added on. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think about 4 people. So I think total on this list we have, oh no, it was more because total we have 69. You guys, did you plan that? Okay.
No.
So 69 people, which is huge. Also, this is my time to tell you that there aren't enough stickers on the board. So your girl ordered more stickers. I promise there are more April stickers coming. So we'll do this drawing. She's going to see all names. Boom, boom, boom. It's so colorful. Mm-hmm. So you're just going to click on the wheel to spin, and then we'll turn it around when you draw somebody. Dun, dun, dun. Nice.
Yay!
Right. It's one of your AMers.
My 545.
I think this is rigged. All right. Chase Crabtree. Yeah, she picks another AMer. So Chase, you get Athlete of the Month, Committed Club winner. So what he gets is the parking spot, and he'll also get, I usually give people an option, but I feel like I know Chase pretty well, so I might just buy you a gift, Chase. So we'll see.
There you go.
So, all right. So that's the end of March. In April, we'll have some updates going into May. And we also, you know what else we can? I should probably announce this tomorrow. Let's see.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Miles to May.
Oh, yes.
Technically ends today.
It's 8:30.
We have a few more hours. So let's just give a quick update on that. All right. Oh, man. We'll see.
Live update.
I know. Here's a funny story about this. So, Milo and his dad, Laban, come into the 4:30 class tonight, and they both walk immediately to the runners.
Oh.
And they're running. And I'm like, is it because they've been like within a mile of each other? Like, it's a family competition. And they were like, we both were already out today, but we don't know how many miles the other one ran. So then Milo gets off before Laban, and he's like, I only needed 1 more mile. And Laban's like, that's pretty confident there. But so, I mean, like, the challenge, it's been a really good one. And hopefully, like, we're going into Murph at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So, actually, if you cherry pick tomorrow's workout, don't complain when your Murph time's not better. But we're going into Murph, and a lot of people are running the Ragnar.
That's
in June.
Yeah.
So, all right, challenge leaderboard for the Miles to May.
Oh, wow.
I can't even announce this because I guarantee that the people in 2nd and 3rd place are currently outside running. They have a headlamp. They're fully prepared. Mm-hmm. So right now, Milo is in the lead at 106. In 2nd is Laban at 102. In 3rd is Josiah at 100. And they were really worried because Lance and Nate hadn't put their miles in yet. And earlier this week, I texted Lance and Nate, and I was like, yo, put your miles in. Don't be that guy that puts them in on the last day.
Yeah.
And Lance is at 95, and Nate is at 85.
Woo!
So Nate will be getting a solid 26.3, right? Marathon? 26.1. 26. Something like that this weekend on Sunday. So cheer for him. On Sunday, Mason is also running the full. And on Sunday, it's the Flying Pig down in Cincinnati. Missy's running the half. Her goal is to run 1 every year until she can't no more. So this is her one for the year.
Nice.
So awesome. Have a great month. Okay. I gave an opportunity for Miles to May to settle down, everything to get logged. Katie and I watched Survivor together last night. It was a really good episode. And I washed my hair and I got some coffee, and I'm ready to give you some announcements for May. So this Friday, we have the euchre tournament. I've already had a couple cancellations. If we technically did close registration, but if you want to be a last minute entry, just let me know. And as long as I haven't made the scorecards yet, then it's figure outable. So please, please, please reach out if something has changed last minute and you'd like to join us. We're going to do potluck style if you are coming. So if you plan on eating, just bring something to share. We'll have all the utensils and plates and things that we need. And if you're not in the market for like an O2 or a Jocko Hydrate, you might want to bring your own drink with you too, but not a Coca-Cola. Okay, so open gym time. We're going to meet and start setting up. The foundation is at 5 p.m. So really from 5 p.m. on, You'll have to work out kind of back in the kids' room or off to the side. But up to that point, gym is open. Welcome to come in and get your fitness on. That's May 2nd. May 17th, Special Olympics Regionals. We got asked to be the regionals. That's the qualifier to state powerlifting meet, which is really exciting. They weigh in at 7:30, start lifting at 9, done at 3 p.m. We have a great volunteers list, majority being our very own athletes. So you're like, well, what's going on with community class that day? The Simon Kenton Ruck Club, which is Josiah Matthews, and then, Laban and Deacon, all those guys, they're actually going to sponsor, lead our ruck that day. So we did a ruck last year. I remember it was pouring rain, but a ton of fun. That'll take off at 8 a.m. And just like any other community class, bring anybody with you that you want. Wear a vest, wear a bag, just walk and talk with friends. I think that'll be a ton of fun and really cool to invite those guys in to kind of lead that for us as the experts on rucking. May 21st is the social location TBD. I was going to do the winery and then right before this realized that they aren't open on Wednesdays. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. We like to keep it local. I'll make sure that week the location gets blasted out and everybody's aware of where we're going. May 26th is Murph. For Murph, we're closing it to the public, so we're not going to announce it as a public event. However, we are going to make it the kickoff to Bring a Friend Week. And you're like, I'm going to introduce my friend to CrossFit with Murph. I think it's a great idea. It's all body weight movements, very partnerable, very scalable. Lots of people outside of CrossFit at this point do Murph anyway. So great way to kick off that week. And that whole week will be workouts that are fun for us, but very accessible to someone who's just getting started and very partnerable because we know that it's always more fun with friends. So even if you have a friend, they can come multiple times that week. They can come without you. So if you can't come to the same class that they can come to, we'll just ask when they sign in, they let us know who their friend is. Because we have a referral bonus. And I think we don't talk about this enough, but if you refer a friend, which is our favorite way to get new people because they already have contacts within the community, and they tend to have a more successful start. But if you refer a friend, you get a $50 bonus. We've done that a little differently in the past, and as part of this Bring a Friend Week, we're going to share kind of a new way that we're doing that moving forward, which is really exciting. So that's May 26th, the week of May 26th in Murph. For Murph, we usually do 8 a.m., 9 a.m. heat. We have the potential to add a third heat. We're kind of on the fence about that this year. If we do, we might bump everything up like 7:30, 8:30, 9:30 because that 10 a.m. heat, I'm ready to be by a pool at 10 a.m. And it's getting hot. So we'll look at that and we'll make sure we announce it before we get there. June 2nd. I know you're like, you said May, but June 2nd is the kickoff to Fit Teen Summer Start. For years now, we've been doing summer conditioning for Mike Grimm's soccer team. Last year, we opened it up to more athletes. This year, we really want to get some teens in the door. We interact with teens in some different ways throughout the year, and we just know that CrossFit has the power to be this, A, great off-season conditioning for athletes, but B, give these athletes health and longevity in their sport and after their sport. So Alyssa, who is coaching that this summer, she has some really cool ideas about nutrition and things that she'll be sending out. There's going to be a lot of value for this $60 month. They can choose 8 a.m. on Monday or Wednesday or 8 a.m. on Tuesday, Thursday. So that's the Fit Teen Summer Start. $60 is pretty minimal, and honestly, it's pretty close to what our usual high school, middle school teen rate is. So it's a good way to get those kids in the door and let them know, like, hey, this is a place where you can train off season, get stronger, stay healthy. So that's May. Woo, it's a lot. All that being said, I have in front of me the Miles to May leaderboard. I'm glad I did kind of announce it on the video earlier with Katie last night, but it was not finalized from a numbers perspective. So in third place, Josiah Matthews with 100 miles. In second place, Laban Matthews with 107 miles. And in first place, with all, speaking of teens, all the young energy in the world, Milo Matthews with 111 miles. So, Milo, great job. That was really fun to watch all you guys push each other. Really fun to see if you didn't see Tammy's post about her and Missy, I posted it in the story today. Really cool to see that for Tammy, especially as someone coming back from a knee injury. Always really cool to see what Missy's capable of as someone who runs 2 businesses and is a busy teen mom. Samantha was showing up early every day to get in some miles while pushing a stroller. So I think those should be like RX Plus miles. Lauren Brown hit 50 miles. Taylor, she's like out fishing big fish somewhere, but somehow she got in 49 miles this month. So really, really cool to see all these miles. Bethany Rogers got in 28 miles, and it's because in her woods, it's like a perfect 800. So I'm sure just every day she's out there walking 2 loops in her beautiful woods. So very cool to see some names on this leaderboard like Anne-Marie, who claims to hate running, get in 10 miles for the month. So keep it up, guys, as we look forward to Murph, or if you're going into the Ragnar. You know, running's no one's favorite thing to do, but it's a great way to get outside. And with the weather changing, you know, it's important to go outside and get some fresh air. So, all right. I hope you have a wonderful May. I'm excited for everything this month has, and great job, everybody, in April.